here to introduce you all to my new pet crested gecko, Yoshi. Is Yoshi not just like the most adorable crested gecko ever? I'm sure most of you who have crested geckos are thinking, no, my crested gecko is the cutest gecko ever, and I would have to say you might be right. I think that crested geckos are just really cute geckos. Alright, Yoshi. I guess this is where Yoshi wants to be. But unfortunately, that is not a very good place for you to be. Are you gonna jump on my face now? Yep, he was gonna jump on my face, and he's still on my face. This is good. So Yoshi here is a tricolor harlequin male crested gecko, and apparently now he wants to be a hat. So Yoshi here is a sub-adult crested gecko, and he weighs just over 20 grams. Yoshi here also happened to come all the way from Montreal. Now Montreal isn't actually that far from me. It's about a 2.5-hour drive, so you know, it's a little bit out of the ways, but it's not like I'm driving across the country or anything. So last month, Josh and I actually took a little bit of a road trip to go and pick Yoshi up from his breeder. Alright guys, so we are just about to leave Ottawa now and head to Montreal area. We're not going exactly to Montreal, but we're going close by. So it is about a 2.5-hour drive, and then once we get there, we are picking up a brand new gecko. Ew, gross, they're horses. They're not cats. I don't want them.
No.
Stop recording. Okay, so
for 6 kilometers.
Cool. I just picked up my gecko. Ooh, look at him, he's so cute. So his name is Yoshi right now, which I think I'm gonna keep personally. I like the name, I think it's cute, I like Yoshi, so I think it's a good enough name for him. Josh is driving now, by the way, so that's why I'm vlogging. Now some of you may be thinking, Emma, don't you already have 2 crested geckos that are males? And yes, I do. I currently own Dorito and Oliver, who are both crested geckos. The reason why I actually went out and got a 3rd gecko is because recently I decided that I would like to breed crested geckos. As many of you know, earlier this year I started breeding cat geckos, and now so far I have been having such an amazing time with them. I have had such a great experience getting to breed these animals, and I have learned that I would really like to expand my breeding beyond more than just cat geckos. And now this was always something that I planned on doing. You know, I never planned on breeding just cat geckos, but those were the only things I was actively working on at the time. So while cat geckos are absolutely incredible animals that I think are super underrated as pets, they're definitely not the easiest geckos out there to care for, and definitely aren't the most like beginner friendly species. I would definitely recommend having a little bit of reptile care before getting a Malaysian cat gecko. So the thing about cat geckos is, while they may be a fantastic animal, they are most definitely not for everyone. And crested geckos definitely aren't for everyone either, but they are a lot more beginner friendly, and there is much more of a demand for them out there. So with that, I decided that I wanted to breed a species that I personally love, and also one that a lot of people would consider as a pet. And now, I love crested geckos. I think they're an amazing species of gecko, and I know so many other people think that as well. So I decided that I also want to breed crested geckos. Now, I do want to point out that I have no interest in being like a big gecko breeder or anything. You know, I have no interest in having like hundreds of crested geckos, and you know, this is no shade to crested gecko breeders, it's just not what I'm personally interested in. What I am more interested in is having like 2 or 3 breeding pairs that I really love that would make nice pet geckos or breeders for other people. So after I decided that I wanted a few crested geckos to be a part of my breeding project, I started looking and keeping my eye out for what shows up. I am not currently in any rush to like get all these geckos and have them breeding like right now. Yoshi here isn't even old enough or big enough to breed. I have no issues just taking things slow and taking my time to find the right gecko and whatnot, so don't expect me to come on here with like 6 crested geckos in my next video, but over time I will be getting a few more crested geckos to be a part of a breeding project. And Yoshi right here is my first. And he's jumping everywhere. So Yoshi here is definitely a little bit jumpy, but overall he is so easy to handle. I mean, I have just like had him out this entire time I've been filming, and yes, he's jumped a few times, but that's just what crested geckos do. Overall, he is a super, super docile, calm gecko, and I really just couldn't be happier with him. I think that he's such an amazing little guy, and he has patterns and colors that I am absolutely in love with, so I'm really so excited to just be able to start breeding Yoshi and my other future geckos. So as I mentioned earlier, I did get Yoshi just over a month ago. So over the past month, he has been living in a quarantine enclosure, which has just been a little critter keeper with some cork, branches, and a fake plant for him. But now that I've had him for over a month and he's gone through his quarantine period, I think that it's time that we go ahead and get a nicer enclosure set up for Yoshi. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Here's everything that I'm planning on using for Yoshi's enclosure. So we have this background here which will fit the 12 by 18 terrarium. We have a few fake plants, and then we have a cork ground and then some sticks. This is the terrarium I'm going to be setting him up in, so before I get it ready I need to go and clean it all out because as you can see it just has not been cleaned out, so I'm gonna go do that first. Alright, so the enclosure is all set up for Yoshi now. Here's what it looks like. So as you can see, we have like the cork background, some fake plants, and some pieces of cork and branches in here. So now all we have to do is add Yoshi. So I'm going to go get him and then we will introduce him into his new enclosure. And there we go, Yoshi is now in his new enclosure, so I'm just going to go ahead and give this a little mist, and then that's it. We're just gonna let Yoshi settle in. So there we go. You guys have now met Yoshi, and Yoshi has a brand new enclosure. So now that you guys have been introduced to Yoshi and we got his brand new enclosure set up, I am just going to go ahead and end the video here. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean the absolute world to me if you subscribed to my channel and helped me hit 100,000 subscribers. I am getting so close, so it would mean so much to me if you did. Also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to check out all of my social media. All of my social media will be in the description down below, but it is basically all just EmmaSam99. So with all of that said, I am going to go ahead and end the video here. So with all of that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.